Thank you. To be honest, most of my days throughout the year feel like this. It's hard to explain the feeling to someone who hasn't been through it. I was constantly exhausted, even after a good night's sleep, and had no motivation to do anything. I felt like I was just existing, not living. It was a dark time, and I didn't think I could get out of it. But here I am, living and breathing. When you lack motivation and energy, life becomes hard to enjoy. Nobody deserves to feel like that. It's the worst feeling ever. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. But for me, hitting rock bottom was necessary to make the changes I needed to make in my life. Hey everyone, welcome back to Passive Cash Flow. I apologize for starting the video on a bit of a downer. If you're feeling down, I promise things will improve. I've got plenty of helpful tips to share with you. You might have noticed that most of my videos focus on productivity and getting your life on track. What I didn't realize was how much my productivity was affecting my self-esteem. It's like my self-worth was tied to how much I could get done. But let's be real. If you don't take the time to heal and understand yourself better, you'll struggle to be productive again. Think of your younger self sitting in front of you now. If they weren't meeting your expectations, would you scold them and push them to do things they don't want to do? No, you'd be patient and gentle. That's how I should have treated myself. I pushed myself too hard, setting unrealistic goals. And during that time, I was constantly criticizing myself. No one deserves that, especially not from someone who should be their biggest supporter. Here's my main point. You need to accept and love yourself. It's okay if you're feeling messy right now. We've all been there. But it all starts with accepting yourself as you are in this moment. Ignoring your feelings only makes the healing process longer and tougher. You'll just end up dealing with it all later. I learned this the hard way by constantly pushing my feelings aside, which eventually made it hard for me to even get out of bed. I became overly critical of myself, focusing on what I wasn't doing right all day, every day. But here's the secret. Acceptance comes from acknowledging what you're doing well and celebrating every little achievement. Did you show kindness today? That's a win. I used to think self-love meant only accepting myself at my best, like when I was productive or looked my best. But I realized that true self-love means accepting yourself at your worst too. Maybe you're going through this to learn how to love yourself unconditionally. Once this tough time passes, you'll see things with a fresh perspective. So start by accepting yourself. It'll help you stop trying to change who you are and realize your own power. Also, when you start accepting and loving yourself, taking time to rest becomes easier, and it's crucial. Even though it may seem like you're just lazing around, deep down, you're dealing with intense stress that's essentially paralyzing you mentally. So, at this point, relaxing is actually one of the most productive things you can do. Want to be more productive? How about a quick nap? Just kidding. It's not that simple. Treating yourself kindly as if you're unwell is important. Your mind needs rest as much as your body does. To give yourself and your mind the break they need, let go of the high expectations and pressure you put on yourself. Sometimes, just being is enough to make you feel alive again. If, like me, you struggle to quiet your mind, mindfulness practices like meditation and deep breathing can help a lot. And I'm not saying this lightly. Deep breathing didn't work for me until I tried a specific technique. Now, I'd like you to try it with me. It involves breathing in for 4 seconds and out for 6. I found it instantly relieved my anxiety. Prioritize self-care. It's truly the most productive thing you can do. An example of self-care is spending time with people who uplift you and make you feel good. This leads into my next point, which is talking to someone. Connection with others is a crucial part of being human. It's one of the reasons why we were put on this earth. Without those connections, we can start to struggle mentally. I am thankful for the supportive people around me to lean on, but I also don't like putting everything I'm feeling onto them at once. That's when I forced myself to take the step of starting therapy, even though I was terrified. This is the exact reason I didn't start it sooner. Let me tell you, I never thought that therapy would be the turning point that it was for me. Like most of the things that I teach you guys, I learned from my therapist because she's been helping me work on my tendency of putting way too much pressure on myself, which she taught me comes from a place of fear. We've been turning that fear into calmness and power. Up until this point, I think I've gone through at least 5 therapists that I just didn't vibe with until I found my group. Regardless of whether you struggle with mental health or not, I think every single person should be doing therapy because it gives you the tools to cope and approach your life in different ways. Life can get hard sometimes, most of the time, so people who are in therapy are extra prepared for anything that comes their way. Currently, if you're feeling overwhelmed and thinking that implementing all of this at once is too much, don't fret. The next step is to focus on one task at a time. Personally, I tend to overanalyze everything on my to-do list, not just for the week, but for the entire month. Consequently, I end up spending more time worrying about what needs to be done, rather than actually accomplishing it. It's a frustrating cycle. This particular aspect was particularly challenging for me. I'm emphasizing this because the journey was arduous and lengthy for me. Initially, I had to break down my day into the smallest possible segments. Even grouping tasks into larger chunks stressed me out about the smaller details. So, I literally had to schedule each part of my morning routine on my to-do list. Can you believe it? Wanting to tackle everything simultaneously and setting ambitious goals is a common human tendency. However, for most of us, including myself, it only leads to increased stress and decreased productivity. I always knew that taking things one step at a time would make life easier, but I never put it into practice until I heard this story about a boy and a horse in a forest. The boy panics, saying he can't see a way out, but the horse tells him to focus on the next step. They escape the forest in an hour instead of a day. This story stuck with me, teaching me to focus on the next step rather than the distant goal. It's about making progress gradually, one day or even 1 hour at a time. Trust me, it works. My next point is that if you don't change your mindset, you won't change anything. We can't solve our problems with the same thinking that created them. Surrounding yourself with people who speak negatively all the time is your first mistake. When you constantly hear something, it gets engraved into your brain, and you start speaking and thinking that way. So, you have to surround yourself with people who find the positive in things. Plus, who wants to be around someone who complains all the time? Mastering the art of gratitude can rapidly transform your mindset by harmonizing yourself with the frequency of receiving. Many find that keeping a gratitude journal is beneficial, a practice I've embraced for most of my life. Additionally, I incorporate expressions of gratitude into my meditation sessions. Initially, I had to consciously appreciate the small joys since the bigger ones seemed elusive. These little things include my dog's morning kisses, the unwavering support of my family, and the nostalgic sound of chirping birds outside. Gradually, this practice rewired my brain to naturally focus on the positive aspects of life. Remember, shifting your mindset is a gradual process, so have faith and embrace the journey. It's truly transformative. But that's not how it works around here. Luckily for you, working out is something that gives you almost instantaneous results. Don't get me wrong, though. I mean mentally, not physically. You're not going to have a transformation in a day. I didn't start working out because I wanted to improve my body. I literally started working out because I couldn't deal with my overthinking brain all the time, and I needed a distraction. Even just exercising for one day boosts your mood and reduces stress because it makes your brain release endorphins, which are another feel-good chemical. Plus, it just started to become something that actually pulled me out of bed, and I actually started to enjoy it because I liked the way it was making me feel. A little bonus point: nature is also something that gives instantaneous results just because it's so healing and calming, right? Right when you step outside, you feel it. Pets are also something that give you instantaneous results because they just make you feel happy right in the moment. So wait, if you have a pet that you can walk, you can have a nature walk with your pet. I did it. I cracked the code. So girl, you got it. This, you just have to keep reminding yourself, is that right now, Taking care of yourself is the most productive thing you can do. Your to-do list can wait, girl. When you have no energy and you're constantly overwhelmed, of course you're gonna feel like doing nothing, so don't be hard on yourself. Also, I just came to this conclusion recently. You're actually never gonna have it all together. None of us are ever gonna have it all together. The world always throws stuff at you. You're just gonna be able to deal with it better. Like, I can't lie, before, my toxic trait was what I would think of as my best self. I would think of this perfection of a woman. But she's always gonna have flaws, both mentally and physically. She's gonna have highs and she's gonna have lows. It's just how she deals with it. And that's how you know if you're becoming your best self or not, the way you deal with things. I hope this video gives you a little boost of motivation to treat yourself with the love you deserve. I believe in you. It's totally fine if you take a step forward and then stumble back a few. I've been there myself. Slow progress is still progress, and you'll see the payoff eventually. If you're not subscribed yet, well, now's the time. I've been giving you advice like a therapist, so hit that subscribe button as payment. And don't forget to like and share this video. It really helps me out. Drop a comment below if any of my advice resonated with you, or if you have some tips for me. I appreciate you all. Catch you in the next video. You've got this.